And a final round of Arctic cold air settles into the region tonight, but relief is in the forecast. I've got your details coming up.
Tonight, new revelations uncovered in the millions of files released from the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Why a group of Epstein survivors say too much is still hidden. Masks off.
In America, no one, no badge, no agency, no administration should operate behind a mask.
A new push by a local lawmaker to hold ICE agents accountable. And why not everyone is on board.
Making ICE more like other agencies, but that's a Band-Aid.
And we start tonight with a live look outside on what's been a bitterly cold Saturday. We are in the final stretch of our weather impact alert, and meteorologist Lance Blocker says relief is on the way. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Jackson. Robert Townsend has the night off. This brutally cold weather has us under a weather impact alert through tomorrow. Let's bring in Lance with the first look at our forecast. That word relief on the way.
No kidding. Hold on, Kelly. Do you know that it is warmer in Alaska by like 20 degrees?
You were kidding.
Right, no, I was just checking it. I forgot. I don't know if it was Anchorage or not, but it was
that
pretty
puts
close
a lot of things into
They're like
perspective.
33 degrees right now. We are not. All right, let's go ahead and check it out. Temperatures-wise across the region in the teens tomorrow morning, near 0 degrees. Everybody will warm up to about 15 degrees by 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. So you'll want to have, of course, jackets, gloves, mask, whatever you need to stay warm tomorrow morning. Have that on you as you head out the door tomorrow. And then again, there are your wind chill values. Look at that, down to negative 13 degrees up in Jerseyville, negative 8 for us here downtown. It's of course 5 a.m. as we move through the early morning hours. Stays cold. And this is now to 11:15 still, even though we're about 15 degrees at this point, the wind chill puts us still in the single digits. So we'll remain in that weather impact alert tomorrow morning. We'll get out of that tomorrow afternoon. And then again, the wind chill values down to negative 15 possible tomorrow morning as well. So here's the good news. We're headed to near 40 degrees in the forecast. We'll be almost as warm as Alaska. I'm going to have your details on that coming up in about 10 minutes, Kelly.
And you can track our forecast anytime you need it. Text the word weather to 314-425-5355. Tonight, we're following breaking news out of St. Louis City Justice Center. Within the last hour, police confirm a female detainee has died. Police say the woman experienced a medical emergency. She was taken to the hospital where she died. The woman has not been identified. The SLMPD's Force Investigation Unit is leading the investigation. A Missouri lawmaker is taking on the federal government with a new push to unmask ICE. The bill would ban federal agents from covering their faces, arguing that no agency should operate in the shadows. As 5 on your side's Melanie Johnson confirms with the legislator ICE's presence in the bi-state.
Kelly, St. Louis Representative Ray Reed confirms ICE agents have been spotted and are on the ground in our region. This month, he's introducing a plan to strip away their masks, a move he believes could ultimately save lives.
And in America, no one, no badge, no agency, no administration should operate behind a mask when they are detaining our neighbors.
He's one of the youngest lawmakers in the state, taking on ICE and the Trump administration.
My number one priority as an elected official in the state of Missouri is to keep my constituents safe across the state.
St. Louis House Representative Ray Reed of Brentwood, Maplewood, and parts of Afton introducing House Bill 2520. The legislation would ban ICE agents from, quote, wearing a facial covering that conceals or obscures his or her facial identity on duty. Backlash from the killings of 2 people in Minnesota following confrontations with ICE agents.
In the state of Missouri, officers are required to identify themselves. And it's not asking too much for federal agents to hold themselves to the same standard.
Rippling across the river in Belleville, Illinois, Saturday. 2 protests by the country's youngest citizens. Student walkouts in Webster Groves, Kirkwood, and across the nation.
The cancer that we're dealing with is sanctuary city policy.
Republican Senator Lindsey Graham says stripping ICE agents of their masks is a Band-Aid, while the government argues unmasking them puts the lives of agents and their families at risk.
We don't address the root cause of the problem, which is not masks, it's not body cameras, it's the behavior that leads to this.
Missouri Republicans Josh Hawley and Eric Schmidt also facing the heat as citizens demonstrated outside their offices in Kansas City. For Reed, it's a clear sign to pass House Bill 2520.
Yeah, my worst fear is something that we've seen happen in Minnesota happening in Missouri.
The St. Louis Democrats are also pushing a bill to help DACA recipients and immigrants secure professional licenses they need to work. If this proposal to unmask ICE agents passes, it's set to take effect in 2027.
Thanks, Melanie. Tonight, a man is facing several charges for allegedly crashing a stolen car into a school bus. St. Louis County Police say the incident started at an apartment complex on Sugar Pine Drive in Florissant. They say an officer saw the man driving a stolen Jeep and attempted to stop him by deploying spike strips. The suspect drove through the strips, leading police on a high-speed chase. They say the suspect later hit a car on Old Halls Ferry Road before crashing into a school bus with 6 children on board. No one was injured. Police say the suspect then turned on Murat Drive and ran off. He was later arrested carrying a satchel that police believe contained drugs. Police say they also found a gun he threw into a yard. The suspect is 28-year-old Jesse St. John. He is charged with several felonies, including aggravated fleeing. He's being held on a $500,000 cash-only bond. Tonight, new information is coming to light from the millions of newly released documents from the Epstein files, including a new batch that was released overnight. Melanie Zanona has the latest.
Tonight, the DOJ's latest batch of Epstein files revealing new connections between the late convicted sex offender and other powerful men, with another data set posted overnight. One of the documents appears to be a 32-count draft indictment prepared against Epstein before the non-prosecution agreement he reached in 2007. It reveals the government was looking to charge 3 co-conspirators alongside Epstein with a conspiracy to procure women under the age of 18 between 2001 and 2005. Their names are redacted, but they are described as assistants who helped schedule appointments, make calls, pay victims, and more. Some new images also appear to show Britain's former Prince Andrew kneeling over an unidentified female. There are no details provided about the circumstances or timing of the photos, and there's no indication of wrongdoing in these images. He has denied prior accusations of sexual abuse by one of Epstein's victims and has never been criminally charged. The DOJ also posted, then temporarily removed without explanation, a spreadsheet of complaints made to the FBI, including unverified allegations about both President Trump and former President Bill Clinton. Per the document, the FBI determined some of those claims were found to be not credible. Trump and Clinton have denied any wrongdoing, and they have not been accused by authorities. The DOJ says the files contain untrue and sensationalist claims against President Trump that are unfounded and false.
We did not protect President Trump. We didn't protect or not protect anybody.
A group of Epstein survivors criticized the DOJ for heavily redacting some of the files, saying in a statement, "This is not over. We will not stop until the truth is fully revealed and every perpetrator is finally held accountable."
Well, the St. Louis RV Travel Show is back in town for its 48th year at America Center. The 3-day event gives visitors the chance to explore what's new in RVs, travel destinations, accessories, and more.
In addition to just the RVs, we have a couple parts stores here as well. They can talk about service. They can go through some RV seminars. We've got a bunch of vendors from campgrounds and other things so they can plan their adventures on where they're going. So there's a lot of stuff for people to do. We've even got some of the dealers are running contests as well so they can enter some contests, maybe win some free parts, win a free rental.
The RV show reopens again tomorrow from 9 to 5. Tickets are still available. Tonight, the countdown to the Lunar New Year is on.
This gives them a more opportunity to be a part of a community if they didn't already have one already.
The local Asian American artists showcasing their work in a unique exhibit. Plus, a winter wonderland right on cue. From dazzling ice sculptures to a spectacular drone show, the event taking over the Del Mar Loop just in time for the deep freeze.
Tomorrow morning's temperatures will be near 0, but we finally get close to the freezing mark. I've got your full forecast coming up next.
The Lunar New Year is less than 3 weeks away, and a special event today helped kick it off. The free reception was held at the MICDS Messing Art Gallery in St. Louis. It was organized by the Duane Reade Gallery and the Very Asian Foundation. That's a nonprofit founded by 5 on Your Side's very own Michelle Lee. The reception was a chance for local Asian American artists and businesses to share and showcase their culture.
It's not just for the Asian American community, it's for everyone who supports the arts, supports community in general, diversity. It's important that everyone can come and see this. It's not just for the Asian American community because, again, Asian Americans, we're Americans.
You can visit the art exhibit from now until February 27th. Lunar New Year kickoff is on February 17th. Well, hours ago, the Del Mar Loop was transformed into a winter wonderland for this year's annual Ice Carnival. The free family-friendly event included ice sculptures, games, and live music, and several celebrities stopped by, from the cast of Frozen to the Blues mascot Louie. This was the carnival's 19th year in the Loop, and this year's event ended with a special drone show. Coming up, the urgent need for help after last week's deadly winter storm, how storm damage is complicating efforts to bring the lights back on in a community outside of Memphis. Tonight, thousands in Holly Springs, Mississippi, just outside Memphis, are entering their second week without power as temperatures plummet. Emergency officials say while some progress is being made, the hardest work remains in the wooded back roads. That's where 5 on your side's Brent Solomon is helping our sister station, ABC 24. He joins us from the Holly Springs Emergency Operations Center.
For Annie Chu, the drive to work is no longer a commute. It's a survival course. She lives in Benton County, where the lights have been out a week now.
And I drove exactly, and I do mean 2 miles per hour. And I'm not a slow driver. I'm a fast driver. So for me to drive 2 just to get down there, and then it's like I'm going through a maze because I have to keep dodging trees.
Officials say the magnitude is staggering. Holly Springs normally keeps 20 spare utility poles on hand. For this storm, they had some 100 on standby. Emergency Management Director Rodney Crane says turning the power back on isn't as simple as flipping a switch.
An energized power line that's not been restored to the proper place, you're going to have structure fires, you're going to have people hurt, injured, including employees that are installing lines. That's why they cannot turn power back on until all of these poles and lines are put in position.
I'm standing in front of the Starlight convenience store just off of Higdon Road here in Holly Springs, and I want you to see just how powerful winter weather can be. Ice knocked down the entire canopy of the convenience store here, making it impossible for customers to fuel up. Help has arrived in the form of 18 National Guard troops. They're navigating icy parking lots to drop off food and blankets. Marshall County EMA Director Jason Mott says the Guard has been a godsend as the winter threat remains.
Our main concern and focus today is getting people to understand that we're not out of the woods quite yet. The temperatures will become lower tonight and overnight, so we've been encouraging people that don't have power or a heat source to go to either one of the shelters.
As the sun sets on another freezing day, neighbors are doing all they can to hold on.
And I just want them to understand, don't forget Benton County.
Well, Brent also says the emergency center is lending generators to families in the area with serious medical needs. And meteorologist Lance Blocker, I mean, this is something I'm sure they are not used to this kind of weather, so it's hard for them to prepare.
Yeah.
And we haven't heard a lot about it, so I'm glad Brent is down there helping them.
Yeah, and one of the things, too, I was talking with somebody who's actually down there, that they have fireplaces, but they don't ever use them. So they're kind of, they're in a tough situation there. So some of the fireplaces can become hazardous if they're not prepared for the winter. All right, so cold weather advisories through Mississippi, just those locations we were just talking about. Winter storm warnings off to the east along the coastline there. Check this out. This is a powerful winter storm across the Carolinas right now. Over a foot of snow for places like Wilmington. 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts with this, and the heavy snow there as well. Georgia clearing out. They had 60 mile per hour wind gusts at the airport there earlier today. Thankfully for us, all is quiet across our region, just cold. Temperatures are currently in the single digits now, up at St. Charles 6 degrees, Alton 7. St. Louis, we're at 12 right now, relatively warm compared over the cross. Well, obviously not warm, but you know what I mean. It's just not as cold as it will be overnight tonight. A steady breeze out of the northwest means tomorrow morning we'll see wind chill factors below this, with about -10 to -15 degrees at times. Over the next few days, though, we will warm up. Tomorrow's highs closer to the freezing mark, upper 30s for us on Monday. We do have the chance for some snow tomorrow. Let's look at that in detail now. This is one of the high-resolution forecast models. Typically handles these very well. I will tell you that what we're about to see, is overdoing it. At the surface, the air is very dry. Most of this will evaporate before it reaches down. We could get a few isolated locations with maybe a dusting. Obviously, we've had much worse than that over the past week. So this moves through the region through 6 o'clock and then clears out tomorrow night. Again, isolated snow showers, more scattered snow flurries. The impacts are rather low across the region. The bigger story, that's going to be the temperatures for tomorrow morning. Again, in the single digits, wind chill values well below zero. Make sure that you're bundled up. The kids are well taken care of and the pets as well. But we will all look forward to Monday with highs near 40 degrees and then above 40 degrees by next Friday.
Thank goodness.
That's right.
All right, Zach is here with sports.
Yes, coming up in sports, the Blue Note back in action. St. Louis hosting a Columbus team that just keeps on winning. We got some highlights and important news on center Robert Thomas. That's next on 5 on your side. St. Louis Blues back in action tonight, hosting Columbus, a team that is just on fire. 4 straight wins for Rick Bowness's crew. Even worse for the Blues, they're without winger Jake Neighbors, who was a last-minute scratch. Blues start things off, though, this evening by honoring their Winter Olympians. 5 of them in total. It's a nice way to start the game off. Also a good way to get things going, an equalizer or go-ahead goal. Jimmy Snuggerud puts us ahead with the fast moves. Take another look. Beautiful deke from the Minnesota native. Move ahead. Early second period. Jonathan Berggren playing around the cage. Right place, right time. We get back to a tie game at 2. But alas, Columbus storming back. Damon Severson, his 4th goal of the season. The Blues drop this one at home. After the game, headman Jim Montgomery, he did not mince words.
In the first 2 periods, we wanted it to come easy. We were not skating, working, hitting like we have in the last handful of games. And then in the third, we did. We pushed, and it ended up being too little, too late. Not a foundational type of passionate, workman-like game that we want to have tonight in the first 2 periods.
A very honest Monty. Even worse news for St. Louis fans. GM Doug Armstrong announcing tonight that forward Robert Thomas has undergone a minor procedure on his leg. Thomas is expected to return to the lineup following the Olympic break. The 26-year-old is dressed in 42 games for the Blues this season, recording a team-leading 33 points. Let's hope he comes back 100% after the games in Milan. Missouri basketball time. The Tigers shot 18% from 3 last time out against Bama. T.O. Barrett trying to turn fortunes, buries the triple. He finished with 16 points. Later on, the hero against Oklahoma, Mark Mitchell, shooting a 3 of his own, his lone triple of the game. Mizzou now ahead by 9. Second half action. Anwar Boateng, absolutely explosive play. Boom shakalaka, crazy putback dunk. But moments later, Boateng on the drive slips out and goes down clutching his knee. The sophomore left the game on a stretcher. Mizzou getting the win, but they're likely going to miss Boateng for the rest of the season, according to head coach Dennis Gates. The St. Louis Billikens are one of the best teams in college basketball. There's no hyperbole here, folks. The Bills are a top 40 offensive and defensive team in the entire nation. And best of all, they create amazing opportunities for each other. They have depth, too. Ishan Sharma, Kellen Thames, etc. This team made all kinds of noise in their SmackDown win over Dayton. Head coach Josh Schertz says it's the result of a bunch that's buying into a standard.
Commitment to team, the investment in each other, like they genuinely care about team success. I think, I told them early in the year, I said, and it sounded so simple, I said, if we can prioritize winning, we're going to win a lot of games. Prioritizing winning is not easy because there's a lot of things that come up that you can prioritize. Stats, money, attention. We have guys who are super ambitious but not have an agenda. It's easy to spill from, I want to be the A-10 player of the year to, all right, now I got to shoot this many times and do this and do this and do this. Can you have ambition without having agenda?
Time stuff there from Coach. Hey, make sure you are with us for a special edition of Sports Plus on Sunday. It's an evening with the head coaches, Josh Schertz, the leader of the Billiken Ballers, and Eli Drinkwitz, coming off a very active portal season. And speaking of the portal, this week, Frank Cusimano entered his name into the portal. He's a spring chicken, kiddos, receiving an extra year of eligibility from the NCAA. So after some heavy training and dieting, he earned another chance to play a 5th year at UMSL. We will have that story Sunday night on Sports Plus. We'll find out if Coach Sunvold gives Frank the chance to take a victory lap.
You know what? He looks pretty good.
He was quick out there.
I don't know about drinking those egg yolks, though.
Were those actual egg yolks?
Yes, he
Maybe. They might have been, knowing
said
Frank.
5 of them he had.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's committed to the role. We have to appreciate that he loves the
he
bit.
definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Zach. Okay, final check.
Yes. All right. Forecast. Cold. It will be less cold on Sunday afternoon, though. Weather impact alert tomorrow morning. Lows right around 0. Make sure everybody's bundled up. And then to steal one from Zach over here, boom shakalaka.
Heyo.
38 degrees for Monday. And then we cool off again. But we get warmer by the end of the week. Tee times on Fridays wide open. Probably getting booked up here pretty soon with 41 degrees.
That's kind of pushing it a bit.
Well, it's gotta get outside and do something. It's been so cold.
I know.
But nothing's gonna melt, though. It's gonna take a while.
Oh, thanks for that good news.
Yeah, welcome to St. Louis weather, Zach.
That's right.
Thanks so much for joining us. SNL is next. Be sure to start your day with Today in St. Louis. That starts at 6 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.
Bundle up.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.